Hello, everybody. I am reporting live from the first day of Lockdown Central House Arrest in Palomares in Spain. I am just one of many, many people who are stuck in for the next 14 to 15 days, and who knows, even longer. And very soon it could be you too. So to make good use of this time, I thought, because I haven't got anywhere to go and anything to influence me going anywhere, I thought I would come in and do a little bit of a daily report on what's going on with the energies of the day, what's coming in with the coronavirus or whatever is happening anywhere in the world, and what we could learn from this experience. And the first card that's come out of this pack is the Emperor. Hi Pete, how are you? Haven't seen you for a while. I'm just going to wave to you. If anybody would like to come on screen, incidentally, just say, and then you can have a chat with everybody and have your views. So this is the first card that's coming out today, and I will be looking at that later. And I've also laid some other cards. I've got the heart cards, the answer cards, and the music cards, because we all need to get in touch with our musical side every now and again. If you'd like a private reading with me, then just go to my website, www.sarapraypsychic.co.uk. There are some special offers on there, especially on a Saturday. Super Saturday special offer. All exciting. Now, all the prices are in dollars, as I was advised to do so. Nothing against anybody else's currencies. I'm from the UK, although I'm in Spain. So you can convert anything once you're on the site. And also check out my books that are up on Amazon, which may give you a little bit of inspiration and something to read or download during this time as well. Not expensive at all. Oh, hi Julia. Hi Emma. Hello. I'm just going to wave to you all. If anybody wants to come on screen, just say. And if I'm looking away from the screen, it's because I'm looking at my board, okay? Because I'm unable to look at two things at once. And so far, I'm only accompanied by 2 sleeping cats and a dog. And the feral Winnie has not arrived just yet, because I don't think she's actually realised what's going on, unless she's finally gone to sleep. But she has been having a mad 4 hours today already. So I'm just pulling cards. Hi Vicky, how are you? I don't know if you can scroll this. Hi everybody. Hi. I'm so glad everyone's tuning in today. And if you've got a question, then just type it. Hi Gareth. And if you want to come on screen, you know, it's always good. I've done this before with someone, and it's really nice to hear other people's insight for other people to watch as well. We're all in this together, guys, okay? We're all fighting the good fight, or not fighting, because actually we just need to stop fighting, in fact, in the world, and come together and work together as one, because there's a lot of fear going around. This virus is connecting with the fear, is connecting with the kidney area particularly. Hi Ryan, how are you? So good to see you. I'm not going to do a little dance. I don't expect you to do a dance. It's one of my old dancer friends there, if you can believe it. Yep, it did happen at one point. So, you know, this is connecting with the fear in us, in our kidney areas. Some of you, I'm being told by somebody up there, that you may be using the lavatory more than usual. Hence maybe why everyone's buying toilet roll. No. The toilet roll situation, and this has come up quite a lot, is that it's because it's not being imported. Now, I hear from Spain, we do our own, but I've got a big pack of 32 rolls in there. And luckily in Spain, we do get bidets. Oh, that's the doorbell's just rung now. I don't know who that is. I'm glad I made you smile, Emma. That's really cool. So I during this time, instead of sort of panicking and stocking up on what you don't need, think of alternative ways. And this is my message today. Find a new perspective and think about what you could be doing in this time that could be really productive and really useful. How many jobs have you left undone? How many times do you put things off because you get influenced by other things? God, these cards are just flying out the pack, so I'm going to do a proper reading in a minute. And I've picked out some others. Hello to anybody who's joining me. Hi Jill, how are you? Waving to everybody. Hi Alice, haven't seen you for a long time. Hope you're doing well. So I was saying, so be productive. Okay, think of something. Now, I have a list as long as my armpit. I'm a very, very lucky person. I'm so grateful because I always have so much to do. In fact, I never have enough time. So actually, I'm quite grateful for what's going on, because I don't know about anybody else out there, but I feel like somebody has pressed pause just for a little while, and I can finally just get down and focus, because there isn't anywhere to go. Hi Ollie, how are you? There really isn't. And this is a time to, everybody could restructure. You could, like, in the next 14 days, ask yourself, what could you actually achieve? What could you get done that you've been putting off? What haven't you cleared out? What haven't you moved around? Maybe take the time to meditate and actually ask yourself what you want. The amount of people that ask me every day in readings, I don't know what to do. So I say, what do you like? And they don't even know what they like, because they haven't taken the time. And now you've got time. No one can say, I haven't got time for this, haven't got time for that. If you are like me, you haven't got kids, or you're on your own, or you haven't got anybody else that needs you to take responsibility, and you're a little bit concerned about this time because you're like, what do I normally do? Or you're completely taken over by work, day-to-day routine, and suddenly, again, you're finding yourself thinking, what do I do now with my spare time? This is a time for us to look at ourselves, okay? So think about what this biggest message is of this virus. We are the virus, guys, because we're the ones that are connecting it. We're the ones that are passing it on, and we do have control of stopping it. As in, we can choose to self-isolate, we can choose to not be sharing it around and offering it to everybody else. Like often we offer bad advice, we offer our opinion, we offer our judgment. Think of that as what this virus is like. So take it back to yourself and think, the virus is growing within us. It's something that we're putting out there, what we think we project, okay? So if you're projecting something negatively, maybe it's time to go back inside, okay? So take this time, 14s. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Sara. To actually readdress, what is your function here? What are your needs? What do you need to do? What are you projecting that are reactions to things, rather than what are your real feelings about things? What do you want? Now, I learned a big lesson. I don't know if anybody will be listening to this or watching this later, the two people involved. I had a wonderful meeting with two ladies just recently and made some lovely new friends, and somebody pointed out the word need, and I didn't realise how much I used the word I need. And during this time, everyone's like, I need toilet roll, I need this, I need food, I need alcohol, because our sense is like, oh my God, I'm going to run out. And we immediately look at the loss, okay? Because really a virus and people dying and everything is a form of loss. But if you look at the gain and what you actually have, and you start using your resources, and actually how lucky we are, we're not living in the dark ages. If we were, we'd be just doing our thing, because there wouldn't be so much to think about. We wouldn't have a shop to go to and buy lots of toilet roll and take from people that haven't, we'd be sharing. So I've completely lost my track now, which I do. Okay, so the word need. So do you really need 80 packs of toilet roll for 14 days? How much do you actually use? Could you simply go and buy some? Or could you simply use an alternative? Okay, think about the alternatives. Again, we're not living in the dark ages, guys. We have showers, we have baths. There's people that don't have that. We're lucky to even be able to go and afford it. So how much are you actually buying which you don't need? During this time, you could be saving some pennies, okay? And here in Spain, not going out constantly and spending it on just alcohol, maybe. Not all of us. But, you could be using this time really productively. And so I'm talking about need and want, okay? So there's I want and I need. And this is what I learned the other day. How many times I use the word I need? And if you're in need, you're always in need. You're in a place of lack. So we need to now be in a place of gain. Use this time productively. Hi Gordon, start making things work for yourselves. And one thing you can do, and this is often what we've done when we've been on the breadline in the UK, quite a lot, is be resourceful. And because I'm a very creative person, I use it on the positive. I look at the positive and think, what have I got in the cupboard? What could I make that could be really fun and exciting and create this meal for myself that is actually really good for me, but I've actually had fun putting everything I've got together, all the resources. How much do we leave in the cupboard that is not used? How much is in the freezer that isn't used? So think, 14 days, what can I do to be resourceful? That's the first. So for the first step, what I'm encouraging everybody to do is to get in the present, get into the reality of yourself, and start doing what is necessary, not what you need, but what you want, but also what is necessary for you to survive, and general day-to-day survival in most countries, and for most of us and anybody who's watching, because if you're watching, you've either got a tablet, a phone, or a computer, is actually pretty simple. And we all have each other. And if you run out of that last piece of toilet roll, I bet if you knocked on your neighbour's door, although we're not meant to be crisscrossing energies or anything, I'm sure someone would throw a piece out the window for you, or maybe you could make a trail. Everyone can connect together. Hi Jane. Hi Sara. It's lovely to see you. Or hear you, or read you. I can't see anybody. Everyone can see me. Okay, so what have we got here? So the first card that I picked up was Progress. Okay, these are some of my cards that I've designed because I thought they were simple. And it's saying backwards. All right, and this is the feeling right now. We're all going backwards. It's like, oh my God, we're taking back to the times when we can't have anything. This is a feeling that we've got less opportunity, we've got less chances, but actually when you come down to the simplicity of life and what it has to offer and what we have around us and what we can make do with, it's very progressive. Okay, so some of you may be feeling like, oh my God, I can't get out, I can't do this, I'm unable to go to the shops and just look in the window and just buy a lot of mindless shit because I can. Why not make do with what you've got? Why not use what you've got? If you're constantly filling your cupboards, if you're constantly filling your life with material goods, then you're obviously lacking something. All right, think of it like that. So we are going forwards, but we're going backwards first, okay? For the next 7 days or so, things are going to really speed up, okay? I'm getting the numbers 3,000 to 4,000, but over the last few days, I've been getting 198,000 people that will be affected or die from this before this is out. And I'm getting Russia as a really, really big focal point for some reason over the next 3 weeks, which is going to come up in the current affairs. But I'm also getting some messages from the Chinese government coming through who are going to be offering some advice, possibly because they've already gone through it and because they've gone through massive diseases. But there is actually an anecdote being made as we speak, which I did see on the internet just recently. So there is something, and I do feel there is I know the strain came from bats, I think, or some kind of animal. I do feel that the answer is within that as well. Right, so just going back, this is the other card I got, Speeding Heart. Okay, this is from my heart deck. And incidentally, all these decks are being finished in the next 2 weeks. They have been finished. They are up there. They just need a little bit of extra information so you can order them. And the simplicity, again, I went for simplicity. So Speeding Heart, this is pushing us forwards to look into our hearts and what we really need and to run with our hearts. How often do you ask yourself, I'm using the word need again, listen to that, not good. What do we want? What do we desire? What does our heart cry out for daily? Are we restricting ourselves actually from what we could have, the opportunities, the possibilities that we could have in life? Are we loving ourselves enough? And I feel like this 2 weeks, although you may be feeling going backwards progressively, actually we're going to be going forwards and leading with the heart self rather than from the influential mindset that follows us around and is basically holds us back. As a preventative in general. I think I'm just talking a lot of shit now. I'm trying to be really clever. Okay, so this is another card I picked up, and this is my music cards. Was the first draft a long time ago, and actually now they have little affirmations underneath. I wasn't quite sure about copyright with these because this was using the original song title, so still in work in progress, and they are still being worked on. But this saying I'm on the road to nowhere, and that's again how a lot of people are probably feeling after Brexit. We had all of that, didn't we? And we were all just starting to move forwards. Then we got Mercury retrograde, which was a real bugger this time. And then what do? We go into coronavirus, and it's almost like, where are we going? What's going on? Is the universe saying, you guys just aren't listening, are you? You still aren't listening, even in that point of desperation, or that feeling that Oh my God. Oh, thanks, Jill. The thing that all is lost, we're still doing it. We're still not learning. So, let's just send out a massive, great big virus and kill half the nation and get a wake up call. The thing is we need to keep remembering this. This time is going to go down in history. This is going to be a massive event. So anyone who's alive in about, I would say 60 years time, 100 years, we'll probably all be flying by then. This will be talked about as a major event, like these great big earth, these massive events in history and time. Why am I getting 1619? Is there anybody connected with 1619 who's watching this or can look that up while we're talking? Anyway, okay, so what have I got? Cards that jumped out of the pack. The first one was the Emperor. This is about taking control but flying, but not controlling, okay? This is, I see as, this is a time for us all to take off. We've got this little eagle. He's a powerful animal. We are all powerful animals, but he's actually got his feet. Look, he's still got his feet on the ground. He's actually heart human, his heart flying. This to me is saying that we are made up of body and spirit, and we need to let our spirits fly. And the emotion, the sea around it, it's showing rocks, there's challenges, but we can overcome them because he's going to fly and he's going to take off. And it's okay to let go of what you're holding on to, what is preventing you from moving on. You can just you can rise above it. You've got everything you need. We've got the knowledge, we've got the wisdom. So we need to go higher now. We need to connect higher with our higher selves. We need to expand our horizons. We need to look further at what this is all about and stop going into these old patterns of massive virus outbreaks and whatever, and having to deal with it all the time, because this time we will have learnt, and we're not all invincible, guys. Okay, I'm just going to say that. That's a message to my mum, but I know she won't be watching this. But some people, just because it's not happening, you feel like you're invincible. And I will just say, I think it was Wednesday, I was sat talking to people and we were invincible. We were all sat there at the bar going, oh, it's not that big a deal, blah, blah, blah. The next day, bam, it all changed, and it happened really fast. So anybody who's watching from England, do safeguard yourself, do take it seriously, because I'm telling you, in the next 7 days, this is going to hit a lot quicker than what Boris Johnson or anybody else has said, because I can see somebody getting through who is the spread, and it's a male, okay, and it's going to come up as well. I'm also seeing more people in the media and the limelight, as in pop stars, maybe people we know. I mean, I already predicted this actually, and then it happened like an hour later. People like prime ministers and things who have got this virus. And I'm seeing more of this happening. And it's really strange, because I feel like all these people, they're trying to keep it on the low down like they did with AIDS, and actually it's just, this is a cold. This is nothing to be embarrassed of. Actually, it's good to tell people, because the people that are in the limelight who are on TV they've got a voice. And they can help this, okay? And anybody, and I know nobody is probably watching this who is famous or, we're all famous in our own right, aren't we? But who's a public figure, but anybody that ends up seeing this who is a public figure, because you very well might do, then use it to, help other people. Try and send a message across, because there's younger people out there that will look up to you. So we've got the Death card as well. The Death card is really cool. Not everybody likes this. This is the card of Scorpio. And it's really, I've just got to say, looking at these from this angle is making me look at them differently as well. So yeah, definitely a different perspective going. I feel like she's got her big axe, the Queen. There she is, the big Queen, cutting everyone, cut off their heads. It's like somebody has ordered this ending. This is the end of a cycle. But as you can see, the Cheshire Cat is up the top. He's the universe. He's watching it all and he's smiling, because he's like, yeah. See, some people are cutting themselves down. We're all having a go at each other. Oh, that's all right, Jill. You're welcome. But I just feel like it's going to sound really weird. It's almost like there's a great big joke going on, because it's all for a reason, We all need to lock heads and smash each other up and destroy each other before we actually wake up and realise. And this is showing this is the end of a cycle, guys. This is about closing doors. So again, take the time during this 14 days if you are isolated, or when the isolation comes. This is just a little preview of what it's like, because I'm okay, got me animals. Notice that cat isn't around, which is amazing. Is that you know, look at what you want to end. You know, you haven't got any influences around you to say you shouldn't do this, you should do that. Just start listening to yourself. Now we've got messages coming. Okay, things coming in, gifts being brought in. I feel like this is an invitation. This is an invitation to abundance. Page of Cups to me is a young person, is about connecting with your youth. It's about connecting with your young emotions, how you were as a child. Maybe this is an invitation for you to play a little bit, to have a bit of fun, to relax. I mean, I know I'm going to be working for the next 14 days like a Trojan, but actually I love my work. I'm very, very lucky because everything I do is like a hobby to me. And if you can find that in your life, if you can take the time to look at that and what makes you tick, then over this next period, then fantastic, you know, because you found your joy and then you found your calling in life. So use it again, use it. And the last card here I've got is about learning, is about, I feel this is the Page of Coins. This is starting again. This is learning about value of our lives, what's important again, how we can be resourceful, how we're being greedy, how we're not sharing, what we're afraid of about giving anything away. What you give out comes back, remember? So if you give somebody some love, it's going to come back. If you share some toilet roll, okay, you don't want it back when it's been used, but you might actually get a big thank you afterwards. Hi Diane, hi Jean. So remember that this is learning to build now. We're building a new world. We're building something which is more valuable, more investing. So think about what you can invest into your life, into your heart now. Remember, the heart can go forwards really quickly. Once you connect with what you love and what you desire, you can make anything happen and you can bring in that abundance. So that's my cards for the day. Has anybody got a question they'd like asking? I don't know what time is. Oh, I've got 10 minutes because I said I was going to do this for 30 minutes at 12 every day, because I don't need to be nowhere. I can just be here. If you would like a private reading, a little bit more information, then do go to my website, www.saraperrypsychic.co.uk. Everything is still being built there, so every day it's getting bigger. And you can see all my books and products on there as well, and also my artwork. And, keep up to date with all the daily blogs and posts. So anybody want to ask a question? 1916 was when England was dominated by the First World War. Okay, so I was given that date. So, war. This is like war. This is like rationing. I remember speaking to my mum and my aunt, and they were like, oh my God, it's like the wartime, isn't it? I was like, yeah, it does feel a bit like that. But then didn't everybody come together? You know, isn't everybody getting on their roofs at 8 o'clock at night at curfew and waving? I mean, luckily this time we haven't got bombs going off. We might have the army walking around, but they're there to protect us. All right. Hi, Sarah. Do you think the UK will go on lockdown? Yeah, I do. And I reckon something's going to happen within the next 7 days, Sarah, that is going to speed up things. And I know that last night there was a decree, and it will be official on Thursday, that anybody over 70 will have to stay in. I did see something like 4 months, but I can't see that happening, I swear. But I think after they've done that, although it's affecting older people or vulnerable people, it's also affecting generally, I mean, what if your son or daughter comes around to visit and they're infected, and then you go into the old birth, their old mum's house or dad's house and then just infect them, is that really going to solve it? No. What they need is complete lockdown, and I think they will. They're just holding back. As far as I know, it's to do with it peaking. In my eyes, I just think just do it. I think if the whole world locked down together, it would make life a lot easier, because we're all in the same situation. None of us will be working, none of us will be able to function, and that way we'll all reach out and help each other. And I think, again, it's a time where we can put life on hold and we can pause things a little bit. So yeah, I do. I'm getting the number 10, so it could be 10 days time that happens, but I know that England's about 2-3 weeks behind here in Spain, but I think it's coming down by the day. So I think it's more like 10 days maybe. And it will happen quickly, so just watch for it. I'm getting something in Saudi Arabia as well, which is going to affect things. I'm seeing like water channels and things rotating, maybe energy or something that is going to be linked to this. But the thing is with this virus, this is what I'm saying is, and people are putting up, this is what you need to remember. If you've got the virus, this is what will happen. Remember, viruses actually they change. Okay, they grow. They're not going to stay the same. I want you to say, here's Winnie. Here, she's in. She's in. You're in. I know. Where have you been? She's been with me all day. You're getting tired now, aren't you? Yeah. Say hi. Hello, everybody. This is Winnie. Winnie the witch. The nutter, look. There we go. This is what we have. And it wouldn't be the same without her, would it? At least she hasn't knocked the iPad over, which is what she normally does. But, yeah, she's really gorgeous when she's asleep. And she's a nutter. Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, she's gone off to attack everybody else now and wind everyone else. So anybody else got... Oh, she is. Has anybody got a question? Another question for me? I've got a few minutes. Don't be shy, guys. This is time. This is free time. 5 minutes. Normally a question's $7 on my website. On Saturday, Super Saturday. You can get a reading for $33. I think in English it's £27 or something. Hi, Carrie. How are you? Got a question for me? Come on, girl. Come on, girl. So if anybody wants to come on screen and actually have a chat and voice your opinions about this as well, maybe you are a psychic, maybe you're a light worker, and over the next 14 days during the lockdown, it could be even longer than that, I'm going to be here at 12 o'clock, which is 11 a.m. UK time. I'm not 100% sure with America. Sorry, it's 5 or 6 hours we are ahead, I think. Again, if you want to come on screen or you want to talk to me, then just send me a little PM and we can arrange something. And you know, it might be interesting for people as well. Will businesses get any help from government if we have to? Yeah. Okay, that's the answer. You will. There's a lot over here in Spain. There's a lot of talk about anybody that's self-employed not having to pay. You know, that if we all band together and stuff, I think they are. You know, they are in effect helping businesses to survive. There is, because this is out of our hands, okay, the government are shutting everything down. They have to offer something in advance, okay. I know that some mortgage payments have stopped, interest rates have stopped as well, because there isn't anything anybody can do. And you've got to look at it like, if something actually stops, there's nothing to worry about because we're all stopping, okay. So no one can give, no one can receive, you know, you can't pay. If a bank's shut, although I think they are probably remaining open, but I think they're only going to be taking credit cards or something, or you've got to wear gloves. There's all this sort of stuff going on, or hearsay. You know, say a bank shut and you have to go in and get your mortgage payment, or you have to pay in something. Well, how can you do that? How can another company that is shut for 14 days expect you to pay if you're not going to work? So it's just a knock-on effect. How can we know who needs help with getting food? There must be loads of older single people that can't get to the shops. Any ideas? Okay, well, one thing that we could do is... yeah, this is difficult actually. Sorry, because if there's older people that don't have internet, I think that what they've done with particularly with Spain here, is that there is a helpline, that I think there may be groups of people that will go around and do things for others. If somebody is in their home, if there's someone you know that is on their own and it doesn't get out and hasn't got internet or, you know, anything like that, then make a call if you can. Do what you can to reach out, obviously, without... obviously, if you're in isolation, we can't go out, we can't knock on people's doors because actually we get fined here. This is how serious it is got when it's lockdown. But if you're in a place, hi Simon, if you're in a place where there isn't, you know, lockdown measures haven't been started like UK, and you know somebody who is old, or there's someone on your street, or maybe you've got a small community that you can talk to people and say, look, what can we do to make sure that people, you know, have got enough food, that maybe haven't got the money to bulk buy, who can't get out of their homes. I feel that within the small communities, people will start doing that anyway, to be fair. And but, you know, this is whether there's lockdown or not, and this is the seriousness of it. is why are people wondering about it now when there's people, older people stuck in their homes anyway, isolated, and they're the ones that do get forgotten about. So again, this is a wake-up call that in general you've got people that can't get out for food and are unable to call for help. Okay, so I think this is, I think it's a really good question, Jean, that you mentioned, that maybe we can set up within our own communities. I mean, we're stuck here right now. We're like, I mean, if there's anybody here watching, or anybody that's online that you can message, who's near you, who's older, who you be concerned about, then send them a message. Do whatever you can to reach out. Like I say, in Spain here, we're in lockdown. We're unable to go off and knock on people's, well, we could sneak out, but we're not allowed. But it's safeguarding. If there's a way of connecting with somebody, then do it. If somebody comes into your head, or there's someone that could help, who has connections with other people, do what you can. Don't just think about it. Don't waste this time that we're in now sort of worrying about, again, whether you've got enough toilet roll, whether you've got enough provisions. Well, because most people have got enough. I'll be honest, we didn't actually have anything in the fridge or cupboards, because we actually just have got into a routine of just buying as we need. We're lucky because we've got local shops and produce nearby, and we bought a bit in, but we've just bought really basic stuff that, because we don't use that many toilet rolls. Like, seriously. So another question. Any advice for someone who has anxiety, oh bless you, and is struggling to focus on anything other than worrying about friends, family and community, not sleeping well? Okay. Right, so obviously you've got, and if you've got anxiety and you're watching, okay, so this is a whole other subject that I can help those with, to help you focus on something else. Right, the simplicity of this, okay, this is the simple thing, that you're only able to think of one thing at once. So if your mind is filled with worry, it will be filled with worry. If your mind is filled with a good thought, that's what you will have in your mind. My advice, because it's very easy to say it, actually is very easy to do it, to change your mindset and to change your vibration. It's whether we choose to. And what happens is sometimes the emotional triggers and the emotional reactions we have take over so much that our head gets all foggy, and then we're just flying off the ground and we're experiencing all this confused state that we don't need. And it is a waste of energy. But when you're in that position of anxiety or depression or fear, it isn't easy to... in that space at that time, and I know myself, it's just panic, it's sheer panic, and it's like, what do I do, and you're more likely to link into the worst than you are to the best, because the worst seems more of a reality. All right, that's why you're going there. Now, Kerry, who's a wonderful artist, who's a wonderful mentor to people, she's a great example, who is watching me right now, who has a lovely shop in Seaton, who I really miss because I really need some more paint, and I was coming back and I'm not coming back now. Is somebody that you could connect with, because she has wonderful, great ideas and channels of making things and doing things. And one thing I would say to change your vibration is be creative and to do things that you enjoy. So again, if you are in a position where you're feeling really, really strung out, think about what can lift your vibration. Is it a piece of music? Is it watching a happy film? Something that can just focus your mind on something else? Or is it doing something mindful, like colouring in or drawing or making a list? I put on my blog this morning about making a list of all the things, goals you could achieve, and have fun with it. So what could you actually do in 14 days? And I would say to anybody out there, if you are worrying or fearful, is to start doing this, is start thinking, okay, well, if we've got lockdown, what am I going to do? Because it's not like, if you've got enough food in the fridge, or it's not like you're going to be given 3 meals a day that could have insects in, or you've actually got to be shut in a cell, and you've only got scratchy blankets, and you're only allowed to breathe air for like 30 seconds. This is, you've actually got free time to explore your options. So I would say, write some goals. What would you love to achieve? What is something you'd like to do? Is there a book you'd like to read? Something as simple as that. Is there a box set you'd like to finish watching? I mean, I know these are sort of material things, maybe not so spiritually minded, but they are things that could bring enjoyment. If it makes you smile, then that's good enough. And if something is on telly, is a good box set is going to keep yourself balanced, then do it. Do whatever it takes. I wouldn't say go and drink loads of alcohol, because that will actually imbalance you. Smoking cigarettes isn't going to. Eating crap food is just going to make you feel worse. So focus on your diet, particularly. Drink loads and loads of water, and grounding as well. Grounding energy. One thing that you can do, if you are able to go outside, or if you've got a nice big back garden with trees in, not too cold, take your shoes off and just go and stand and connect with the earth, and just imagine that you are the roots of the tree. Now this is just mindful practice. It's focusing on one thing at a time. Okay, so when your mind starts going, just say stop. Okay, visualize a blank canvas, and if you're an artist or a creative, you'll be able to see that. Okay, just see it, just imagine your one in your head, in your thoughts, and then paint a picture, paint something else, put a memory in there of something that makes you smile, a memory of something that made you laugh, something maybe one of your kids said, maybe the feeling that you've just won the lottery. It doesn't matter, just see something that is much more joyous, and in that moment you have changed that vibration and you have lifted yourself. And it literally can take a second, but the key is you have to want to, and we can choose. I know some anxiety issues that people have can be to do with brain imbalances, and obviously it's more of a medical thing, but much of what people feel is what we create ourselves, okay, as well. So I'm not a doctor. I don't know anybody's particular issues. I only know that myself, many times, even though I'm a psychic and I'm a teacher, a therapist, I can be up there 1 minute and down the next, and I need to work on this every day. And it's funny because somebody said to me the other day, well, why aren't you using this yourself? Why aren't you there then? Because it's a lifetime of clearing of conditioning that we've come into this world with. Sometimes it's past life stuff we've brought in. Sometimes this is just triggers that we're needing to realise, to acknowledge. So if you are feeling anxious, first thing is acknowledge you're feeling anxious. Tell yourself to stop, see a blank space, think of, practice before you even have to go here. Think of a memory now, that you can really connect with, practice memories, and then you can use that one like an anchor and bring it in. And if that really still isn't working, then go and do something of enjoyment. Even if it means going for a brisk walk if you're allowed out, or going and standing outside, just grounding. Imagine you're a tree just for, 5 minutes or so. Imagine yourself sinking into the earth, because that is connecting with your heart energy, and it is connecting with the earth, and it's going to keep you grounded and not flapping around in the air. And music is one of the easiest vibrations. It lifts. Make a playlist today. Okay, so this is a task today. Make a playlist, go away. If you're feeling worried about it, actually just go and do something mindful and say, right, by the end of the day I'm going to have 10 tunes that really make me smile. Okay, I've got the most bizarre things that I listen to when I go for my walks, or if I'm feeling low, and they lift me instantly like that, and I'm just smiling. And again, if you're thinking of something good, then you haven't got the brain capacity to think of anything else. And the more you practice it, the more it becomes an unconscious thing. It's no different than driving. When you drive, you have to learn all these different techniques, and you're like, and don't get me wrong, I don't drive. And it's one of my little bugbears, but mainly because of actually focus. We're not going to go there right now. But when you learn to drive, you need to learn the particular techniques, and you sort of learn it very sort of robotically. And then after a while, it just becomes a natural thing, like riding a bike. Literally, you don't think when you're riding a bike, I'm getting on the bike, I'm sitting there and I'm going to, because actually when you start thinking too much, sometimes it becomes, it becomes less natural, and that's when the worry starts. You start questioning. So today is about acknowledgement, awareness. It's about thinking about what goals you'd like to achieve, writing down your thoughts, your feelings, how this is if you do suffer from anxiety or fear, one thing is to write down, just write what you're feeling. Draw a picture if you're unable to write, or you don't find writing easy. Just draw diagrams, do something, get it out of your head on paper. Then spend some time analysing it if you have to, but at least it's being mindful, okay? Anything. Do you know, one of the easiest things for me to relax and focus is cooking, and just making something out of nothing. And the other thing is to just wash up. Weeding's a good one as well, because you're pulling out all the stuff and you sort of imagine and it's very sort of gratifying at the end when you've sort of cleared a space. I mean, as simple as just going and clearing a cupboard, go through all your clothes and think, what can I make out of some of these things I don't wear? What can I do? Could I make a cushion out of this? Could I make something useful? Could I design something fresh? I mean, think, during this 14 days, guys, and for those of you who are on lockdown and those that you will very likely be on lockdown, for any of you, you could create a designer brand. You could write a book, okay? I do have, and I'm actually just uploading it on Kindle. The book you'll be able to get on Amazon in a few days, but it will be very, very inexpensive for Kindle, or just to download the PDF. We're talking probably 70 pence or something like that. Is a workbook that you can use during this 14 days. It's something I use in my 6-step plan, and it helps you focus and become mindful. So Kerry, this would probably be good for you. And I found it very effective with anybody I've worked with, and even after the program, they've continued to use it because it helps them bring everything back to the present, which is what we need to be doing. And that is why this virus is such a big, important thing. It's a big clearing. It's a big message. It's a big wake-up call. And if we can see that, then we can move forwards effectively. So anybody got a quick question before I go, because I've stayed on longer than I should, but I'm actually quite enjoying this, This is like a new world, a new channel, isn't it? And who knows, after the 14 days I may just continue doing this. But do subscribe to my website, guys. You can get all the updates on the special offers. If you'd like a private reading, it's saraperrypsychic.co.uk. And do please, if you're listening, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm really, really working on what would be really great, actually. Okay, this is one goal, is to get my YouTube channel up to 10,000 viewers and subscribers by the end of this time. So please share, support, like, and whatever you do. What's this? Sort your craft things out. Oh, been looking for my glue sticks all morning. I know I have some. I sing on Smile. Always makes. I sing on. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Always makes me happy. Good for you, Jean. Good. Keep going. Keep doing your smiley things. Alison, hi. How are you? Lovely to see you. Everybody. So anybody got a last question? Because I'm going to go in a sec. Nobody got a quick question? And I will see you all tomorrow then. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. I'm going to go. But lots of love to you all, and keep safe during this time, and do take things seriously, because this is spreading very, very quickly, this virus. And I'm well, thanks, Alison. And it can happen to you, okay? It can happen to all of us. All together we can be strong. All together we can be powerful. You're welcome, Julia. But remember, we're not invincible to the universe. The universe knows best. The universe has the power. Love you, Kerry. I'll see you soon, okay? Take care. But love you all. Thank you all for listening. And please, Do PM at the end of this, send your ideas, your lists, everything. Let's just connect together on this, because it, in some ways, it's sort of fun. It's sort of like a nice collaboration of people for once. It's finally everyone's working together, and I'm actually excited about this energy. I'm not afraid at all. I'm just sort of like, wow, I'm actually running around incarcerated in lockdown, but sort of loving every minute of it, because I've got more done than I have in absolute years. So thank you guys. And I'm sending you some sunshine, although it's rain. I think it's raining here in Spain, but here's some lovely sunshine from my heart. Love you loads, Sarah. Speak to you soon. Bye, bye, bye.